And now, here's your host of Shaping Success, Wes Tankersley.
Because you're a motorcycle guy, right? Like that's kind of your thing.
Cars and motorcycles.
Would you say it's easier to wreck a motorcycle than a car?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of factors when you get on a bike, especially on a track, because the temperature of the tires, the temperature of the track, the wind. You know, if you're too much on the brakes in a lane, like there's so many things. Cars usually telegraph what they're doing. Some more than others. Like the problem with the older C706 is the back end would just let loose instantly, and usually most cars will start to telegraph as they rotate. C706s didn't. They just like, you're good, you're fucked.
Yep.
And understanding that is one of the things that I've always learned to do is the why. How do things work? How do we get better? I do a lot of reason why people let me ride their stuff or drive their stuff is because I've been through 3 or 4 race schools for cars and 2 for bikes. I do one-on-one training with pro racers, and I learned how to drive really well because as a teenager, I had gotten a really bad car accident because I didn't understand oversteer. I equate to the old adage of fear. Fear can do one of 2 things, or well, 1 of 3 things. It can freeze you, bad. It can make you run away. Depends on what the fear is from. It could be good, it could be bad. Or 3, understand it and move through it despite it being there. And the military really helps with the third one. Martial arts actually helps with the second one to understand whether you need to engage or run away. There's no harm in running away, depending on what it is. But if you let fear paralyze you, you won't get to a potential. You won't get to your potential. And as a coach and stuff like that, stuff I like to teach people, especially kids. Like I can't coach the real young kids; they're too spastic for me. So 12-year-olds and older is usually what I coach for leadership and catching and stuff like that. But yeah, fear is that thing that really can either propel you forward or make you just fall back into nothingness.
Yeah. So the martial arts thing is a pretty important factor, I think, in like a lot of what you're doing, because it probably taught you some discipline, and that's why we got my daughter into it. What are your thoughts on that?
So my thoughts as far as your daughter going through martial arts is a fantastic idea. I think the more she does, the better. Unless I don't like throwing styles under the bus, but Taekwondo is a money machine, not so much a teaching machine. So be leery of that. But as far as martial arts doing discipline, it absolutely does. My style was a very traditional Japanese style, and a lot of what we had to do as far as like, if you're wrong, you would go around with this thing called a kendo stick, is bamboo stick that's like 4 feet long. And if your stances were bad, he'd come and hit you in the thighs with it, or you'd have to block into it and work the forearms. So like my forearms and shins, they've been conditioned for years of kicking other shins and forearms and stuff like that. So it was, that style required a lot of discipline. There's a lot of learning, to get your black belt. You had to do all the katas or forms, whatever you want to call them, all of the techniques. So we had 20 to 30 different techniques. And by that, I mean, like, you grab a wrist, how to break a wrist, how to counter a punch, how to do stuff like that. Well, once you got the black belt, you had to learn all those moves and then do the reversals of all of them. So how to do them and then how to defend them and then counter strike and stuff like that. So you're looking at 200 plus maneuvers you had to memorize and then perform in front of somebody. So it requires a lot of dedication and determination to get through that.
Yeah.
And third degree, it was just kind of like sparring 3 people trying to take them all out. It's kind of
It was like the actual fighting part.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's there's a lot of stuff that you've gone through. Tell me kind of like what, now that you've got your degree and now that you're working through what you're doing, what is the main plan with the YouTube, with everything? What's the end goal here which I say that loosely because there's never an end goal, right?
Right. Like I said, there's never an end goal. It always evolves. And my YouTube channel, what I found is I care if it grows, but it isn't really the goal of it. It's to learn something new with it. And because of what I've done with my YouTube channel and the pictures, like I've learned how to take pictures, I learned how to edit them. I learned how to edit videos. I've edited videos for people. There's a racetrack out here that is going to allow me to shoot a video for them. So YouTube's cool and all, but it's opened up avenues to do some media, which is kind of what one of the new companies that I have started is a media company, so marketing and stuff like that. So the YouTube will continue. It's going to be like my fun thing that I do. I plan on starting another one that's literally my name and take you down the path of how I learned all this stuff, like how I learned crypto and how I learned to edit videos and how I learned to take pictures and edit them and how to storyboard and stuff like that. So I think that would be fun as far as if you're brand new. You always see these bigger channels saying, this is how you do this. Well, how did you actually start though? So that's kind of what that channel is going to be more of, is like, okay, you want to do this, how do you start?
Do you ever wonder if like, this is something that always goes through my mind because I have no experience in anything, right? Like you have to learn it all on your own. And every time you want to learn how to do something, you go and you Google it and you try to figure out, what do I need to do this? And it feels like it's so generic. Like there's never really a real answer on how to do it.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's very vanilla to the point where you're like, but I want to know what setting to use.
Yeah.
Like you want to get down to the nitty gritty. And I think they leave it general like that because there's an infinite possibility of how to do something.
Right.
So
yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's like, I want to grow my Instagram. Okay, so here's what you do, and you go do it, and it's like, this is not working.
It doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
I don't get Instagram. I'll do an amazing reel, and it'll get 10 views. I'll do a crappy handheld thing that's just like this, 12,000.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I literally got 110,000 views on a TikTok video for telling people that I didn't look like I was 41. I mean, they just came after me. You look like you're 50. You look like you're 60. This guy is lost. This guy is, and I was like, whatever.
Yes, that if you do something controversial or at least seemingly controversial, that is a very quick way to get some views.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense though. Like my friend from Canada is in Nova Scotia, and they had Hurricane Fiona came through, and she posted a video of the trees blowing. Didn't say anything, and she got like 100,000 views, and it's like, nothing ever makes sense. When someone makes it, they make it, but it never makes sense of why it goes viral. I swear. Yeah, I agree. It's crazy. Well, man, it's been awesome having you on here, and I appreciate you sharing your story. I'm looking forward to getting this out, and hopefully we can get the audio where it needs to be. This is super annoying, the struggles with the audio, but we'll get it figured out. Yeah, if for some reason it's absolute garbage, you can make mine sound just as bad, and it'll just be kind of a funny robot interview. Yeah. Match it up. Try to find the positive. Yep. But, well, you want to tell everyone where the best place to find you is real quick here so that we know where to get Chris Kram. Yeah. So, as I mentioned, One Only XRAM is my YouTube channel. C_One Only XRAM is my Instagram, because I had my original name, forgot the password, and can't open it. So the original One Only XRAM is not doing anything because I can't get into it. That sucks. Yeah. And as far as the businesses go, I'm starting up, it's called Battle E Media and Battle E Consulting. I'll have a website up here shortly of both of those. And yeah, you'll see me on Facebook with the media and probably the consulting stuff for Battle E. Yeah, and there's some awesome videos on your YouTube. You guys need to go check that out. I have to admit, I have not watched it before until you said, "Hey, how many of you have you watched?" And I watched them because there's some cool videos on there. The Bronco one was
appreciate
really good, and the C8. You know, I'm a Corvette guy, so I got a chance to drive a C8 when I was down in Arizona the last time, and it's always one of those ones. It's kind of cool because it's mid-engine, but it's not like I've had arguments with customers of mine who are talking about their Corvette, like, oh, that's a really cool Corvette. You ever drove a C8 before? They're like, that's not a Corvette.
You'll get that for every genre of cars. Like, what's the R8? Only the V10s are R8s. Well, no, there's a V8. NSXs, you saw that. Only the old ones are NSXs, the new ones aren't.
Yeah,
you're gonna get that for every one of them, except for Hellcats. Challengers, there's always a Challenger.
Yeah. That's one of those rabbit holes you got to be careful you go down, because you could piss someone off pretty easily.
Oh yeah, easily.
Well, Chris, man, it's been awesome. I appreciate you, and I can't wait to get this out.
Yeah, Wes, is definitely a pleasure, man. Hope to catch some more One Drink Mondays. Maybe I'll actually get on it this time.
You should hop on. It's always people are always welcome, you know.
Yeah.
So hop on there.
Awesome.
All right, everyone. Well, that is the end of the show, and hopefully the audio is not too bad. We'll see if we can get that fixed up, because I've been having some touch and go issues ever since I got this Rodecaster Pro 2, which is supposed to be awesome. I think I might have figured out part of it, but I need to figure out the other part. Until next time, I challenge you to find the shape of your success.